Alright, today I'm making a video about my entire Game Boy collection. What we have here is my original 1989 Game Boy. Back when I was a wee child, I was very jealous of my brother's Nintendo, and my parents' $90 solution to that was buying me this, so I had something to keep myself busy with. And along with it, I got 4 games, which for the life of me, I can't remember what the 4th one is, but the first one was naturally Tetris. I also got Yoshi's Cookies, which, I've played a lot, but mostly I just hold on to it for nostalgia's sake. I mean, if you got Tetris, do you really need another puzzle game? Not really. And Metroid 2, which is by far my personal favorite Metroid. I know most people are going to say Super Metroid, but for me, this is it. I like it way more than the original Nintendo version. This is the only Metroid I've actually beaten. I'm very close to beating Metroid Prime. I've only got a couple things to do before I beat that, but I still haven't beaten it yet, but whatever. So those are 3 of the first 4 games that I got when I originally got my Game Boy. And then the rest of my Game Boy collection got Super Mario Land 2, classic, Kirby's Dream Land 2, another amazing game. I always liked, you can ride several animal pals or whatever, as seen on the cover where Kirby is mounting a hamster. My favorite is the fish with the lightning power-up because it shoots light bulbs out of his mouth. I don't know, it's always like that. Rampage, it's one of those black cards, which means it's got enhanced color for the Game Boy Color. And this game's kind of doo-doo. I bought it because I used to love Rampage on the Nintendo, and I guess it's pretty much the same game, but, I guess I just had shitty taste when I was a kid. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly, and nothing to really say about that. Empire Strikes Back, my brother gave that to me when I was a little kid. Earthworm Jim, classic. I have it on Game Boy Advance too, which is pretty much a perfect port of the Super Nintendo version. Mortal Kombat 2, great game, great port. We have the Game & Watch Gallery, which is a collection of mini-games from the Game & Watch series. And perhaps my all-time favorite version of Tetris, Tetris DX. I don't know, this is just way better than the original. Couldn't tell you why. I know I'm missing some games, because I know I have Game & Watch Gallery too. Probably missing a couple others. Yeah, definitely missing some games. Here we go. Operation C, which is a Contra version for Game Boy. It's pretty good, not bad. Spider-Man 3, I saved up a bunch of money. I remember going to Kmart and thinking, man, I'm going to buy me a game. I walked out with this turd, been pissed ever since. Spanky's Quest, great puzzle game. You're a monkey, your name is Spanky, you bounce balls on your head. What is there to not love about that? Here it is, Game & Watch Gallery 2. I love this one way more than the first one. It's got some great Game & Watch games in there. Let's see. Top Gun. Back when my brother used to live at home, I helped him clean his room out, and he said, any change you find on the ground, you can have. So I cleaned the shit out of his room, and I found $20 in quarters. And I went out and bought Top Gun. Another piece of doo-doo. What are you going to do? I didn't have the internet back then. It was the mid-90s, and the internet just wasn't out there like it was today. Now, this game right here, I got a little sad story. I saved up for this. I bought this after I got Donkey Kong Country, one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. And come home, rush home, just so geeked up to play this. Go find my Game Boy, jam it in its slot, and it doesn't power up. So I checked the batteries. Oh no. Busted batteries. So I had to go out and buy a new Game Boy. What a disappointment. rush home with a new game. Can't even play it because my Game Boy died. Tragedy. A few years later, I tried it again, and I got it to work. I cleaned off the contacts a little bit, and it did work. But the last time I tried messing with it, it didn't work. So mostly I just hold on to it because that's my very first game system, all of my own. Then, like most other people, got Pokemon, 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 Pokemon. So I turned into a little dweeby Pokemaniac. Let's see. One of my all-time favorites, Wario Land, Mario Land 3. This is one of the greatest games on the Game Boy. Forgot to mention I got another Pokemon. And, just to, be thorough with it, I got Pokemon Pinball. And not too long ago, this is the last original Game Boy game I've bought, Super Mario Land. My brother always had that when I was little, and I wanted to play it again, see what it was like. It's not a bad game. And then, of course, I've got the Game Boy camera. Somewhere around here, I have a really gunked up Game Boy printer, and I used to print off stickers. I believe with this one, you can print off your pokedex. I did a couple of those. I have an interesting thing I used to do with the Game Boy camera. I'll make a separate video about that. And then, eventually, I upgraded to the Game Boy Color. And along with that, I got Link's Awakening. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This is probably my favorite Zelda game. I'd already, again, people are going to kick my ass and tell me about how Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time are the best Zelda games. But this one right here, this is my favorite. Love the characters, love the story, great game. Let's see. And then, once I got into Game Boy Color, my personal favorite, and this is just obligated to love this game because I'm such a fanatic for the series, Metal Gear Solid. Great Game Boy Color game. These two Zelda games. About maybe a year ago, I finally beat Oracle of Ages. I bought it when they first came out, but just beat it not too long ago. And you can link it up with Zelda Oracle of Seasons. And I'm on like Dungeon 4, or on my way to Dungeon 4, not very far into it, but I did use the link feature. It's an annoying password system. Whatever, but it's a great game. Mario Brothers Deluxe. Well, you can say it's Mario Brothers. It's got a calendar and a couple other weird features. Crystalis, a great action RPG. It's a port of a regular Nintendo game, which I do have, but never played it on the Nintendo. Probably get around to it someday. Got close to beating this one, never beat it. I'll probably knock that off the list before too long. Donkey Kong Country. Pretty good port of the Donkey Kong Country from Super Nintendo. I mean, it looks like a Game Boy Color game, but it's Donkey Kong Country. And this I got for free, so there, that is. And then I upgraded to Game Boy Advance. I wish I had the SP. I wish I had a backlit Game Boy Advance SP so that I could play all of my kick-ass Game Boy games in the dark. I do have a Game Boy Player and a Super Game Boy, but sometimes, you want to fucking play Zelda on the crapper, what you can do. So, along with that, I already mentioned, got Earthworm Jim, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, great little RPG. I really liked Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Let's see. Final Fight 1. I love Final Fight on the Super Nintendo, and this is a way better port. I actually remember playing Final Fight in the arcades. Well, not really the arcade. The Dairy Queen had the cabinet. But this has got all 3 characters. Great fucking game. Actually, it's got 5 characters. It's got 2 hidden characters. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. Wow, I love 2D Zelda games, but that's by far my least favorite. It just doesn't feel like it belongs with the rest of the series. Super Street Fighter 2, can never have enough Street Fighter 2. Being able to play this on the crapper, amazing. It's a great little short burst game, you know, perfect for that sort of thing. Metroid Fusion. I like this one a lot, too. Dragon Ball Z, the Legacy of Goku. It was okay. I played it, I beat it, probably never touch it again. Capcom Classics. This has Mini Final Fight, which goes for way too damn much on the Nintendo, so I just bought that. Our local grocery/department store, Meijer, which, you know, depending on where you're from, you may or may not know what a Meijer is, was going out of business, and they weren't going out of business. They're moving locations, so when they're closing down the store, they just dumped all their fucking bargain bin games. Like, they had games out the ass, and this is the only one I really wanted, so I got that for like $10 brand new. And this is Dragon Ball Advance Adventure, which is the best side-scrolling action game I've ever played. Even if you don't like Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, get this game. And that is my entire Game Boy collection.